Good evening, Deacon David here with Five Saints Catholic Community. So I just wanted to take an opportunity to, just to kind of share some thoughts. But first off, I really, genuinely want to know how everybody's doing. This time is stressful. This time is unknown. So I truly am thinking about all of you, wondering how you're doing, and praying for you. In this time of uncertainty, I've decided to kind of start pulling books off my shelf to wind down in the evening. And last winter I picked up a book while I was on retreat in Sioux City. It was a silent retreat, and I thought I would pull this off the shelf because it just seemed to be pertinent for the time. The title, I judged the book by the cover, of course. The title is Sermons in Times of Crisis. So I turned to the book, and I was just open for whatever the Lord was going to say to me, whatever the sermon was that was had. So I opened the book, and the chapter that I turned to was a homily by Saint John Henry Cardinal Newman called The Second Spring. Cardinal Newman was invited to England, to preach to a group of priests and religious that were there when Pope Pius the Ninth restored the Roman Catholic Church in England. And St. Newman started his homily out like this: "Arise, make haste, my love, my dove, my beautiful one, and come. For the winter is now past, and the rain is over and gone. The flowers have appeared in our land." That passage caught me right off the bat. It just kind of struck deep. I'd never really read from the Canticle of Canticles, or we know of it as the Song of Songs. I've never really gone to that book in the Bible and looked at it. But being that passage, it struck me. It made me just feel like, I really need to go look at that. So I opened up the Bible and I turned to the Song of Songs. And when I started reading, I was reading, and this book, at first, it seemed kind of scandalous to me. It talked of a relationship, and it sounded so lustful. But as I prayed on it, and I meditated on this book, I put myself in the place of Christ's bride. So the Song of Songs is a book of Christ's bride yearning for him. The spouse yearning for her spouse. And I think it struck me because in this time I feel like I'm walking along lonely, and maybe have a feeling that Christ isn't with me, and that yearning that Christ's bride is talking about in this book of the Bible. And then it immediately drew me back to last weekend's reading from the road to Emmaus. And the two men that were walking to Emmaus didn't recognize that Jesus had been with them the whole time. That he'd been with them, traveling with them. So in this time, this fact that I'm spending all this time caught up in work and feeling isolated and away from what I'm yearning for, putting myself into that Song of Songs, yearning for Christ, yearning for that relationship. But again, I turn to the Gospel of Luke, the road to Emmaus, and I remember that Christ has been walking with me this whole time. So I urge all of you, take a look at the book of the Song of Songs and reflect on that. Put yourself in the place of Christ's bride and your yearning. Relate with them. And then remember, just like the two men on the road to Emmaus, Christ has been with you and will continue to be with you all along.